Alrighty, welcome back everybody. I'm currently on my patio right now going into my backyard. Today's gonna be a little bit different of a video. I'm not actually out fishing today, but I wanted to try and test a little experiment. So as you guys know, I make a lot of videos about fishing gear. I do a lot of reviews, and for some reason, I've become the advocate for fishing rod recommendations and reel recommendations here on YouTube. As you guys know, I do a lot of those videos. With that being said, I really wanted to test and see if fishermen could really tell the difference between a cheap reel and a really expensive reel. So right here in front of me, I have 3 reels on all the exact same rods. I have a Cast King, which is the most known inexpensive reel on the market. This reel retails at about $40. I know there are newer ones out on the market right now, but this is just the one that Mike happened to own, so we're gonna use that. I have a $100 SLX Curado. This is a Shimano Curado. So this is my intermediate, somewhat expensive reel. The Curado is one of the most known reels on the market. This is a newer model, the SLX, but it retails at $99.99. And then on the last rod, I have an Abu Garcia Revo Premier. This reel retails at $300. I have all the reels on the exact same St. Croix Bass X rod, so they are gonna have the exact same rod. I have the exact same fluorocarbon in all the reels. So the experiment I wanna try today is to see if I can take 3 different fishermen, blindfold them, have them cast each rod and see if they can guess which one is the cheap one, which one's the intermediate one, and which one is the most expensive. I am also gonna have them cast the exact same size weight. I have a 3/8 ounce little drop shot weight on here. So to do this test, I took 3 of my good friends, and I think it's gonna be the perfect level to do this test. And by that I mean I have my buddy Andre right here, and he literally just learned to use a bait caster, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago? So he just started fishing with bait casters, so I'm gonna use him, and I really think that'll get a good grasp on, just because he doesn't really know that much about fishing reels or anything like that. And then I got my buddy Mike, who he knows how to use a bait caster. You've been fishing bait casters for a very long time, but he doesn't fish that often. He doesn't have enough equipment and stuff under his belt to really know what he likes. He just knows how to use a bait caster when we go fishing, and he's a pretty decent bass fisherman. And then I got my cousin Caleb. He's been fishing with me since day one. He has plenty of expensive equipment. You're pretty much like a diehard Curado fisherman. Yeah, you like your Curado. So I'm actually really curious if he's gonna be able to guess the Curado. But I'm gonna take 3 guys that have 3 different levels of experience here, and I'm gonna have them cast and see if they can guess which one is which. I'm going to be blindfolding all 3 of them for this test, and we're gonna see how they do. So we're gonna switch over to grabbing these rods and see what they can do. Don't fall, you're gonna step through the deck and fall. I'm gonna start with Caleb, the most experienced person here. I'm gonna start with him. The reason I blindfolded them all right now is because I don't want them to see the setups that I put together. I don't know if maybe they see them before time. They might understand characteristics that may help them guess which one is which. So we're gonna start with Caleb, and I'm gonna give you these in the most random order. So here, I know you're gonna fall. I'm gonna, come here. Come walk up here. I'm gonna have you just cast from this random deck patio into the backyard. You're good. Oh yeah. I didn't know. Okay, so this is the one he's starting with. Go ahead and give it a cast, and I want to tell. Make sure you keep your thumb on him though, because you don't want him to backlash. Yeah, I know. But go ahead, feel it around and give it a cast, and let me know what you think. So reel it in, and then let me know which. Well, actually, do you already have a guess right now? Which one you think that is?
Kind of. Is that the Cast King reel?
I'm gonna tell you at the end. I'm not gonna tell you right now.
All right, well.
So you think the first one's Cast King, right? That's your goal?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take that from you. You're good. You're up to the top. I'm gonna grab you a different one. So he thinks this one right here is the Cast King. Okay. I'm gonna show them real quick though. This is the second one I'm handing him. You might want to reel it up a little bit, just because it's kind of, there you go. That's good.
I know which one this one is.
What is it?
This one's the Curado.
You think that one's the Curado?
Maybe. I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm going to be dead wrong on all of them.
Curado, your final answer?
Wouldn't say my final, but yeah.
Okay, so the first one he said was Cast King. Second one he says is Curado. We got one more.
I might change my answer once I feel the last one.
Okay. Show you guys right here, this is the last one I'm giving them. So go ahead and give that one a whirl. There you go.
I'm changing my answer.
Okay, what's your answer on that one?
This one's the Cast King.
So what are your final, give me your final top 3, what you think overall.
First one is the Revo. Second one's the Curado, and this one's the Cast King.
Okay, that's your final answer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Caleb, you can take off your blindfold.
Oh, it's so bright.
They can't. So, at first I laughed because I was like, this is going great. I probably shouldn't have let you get your overall basis at the end, but I will. Because if you take what he said at the end, he's 100% correct.
Hey.
If you take what he said during the video, he was completely wrong. Because they haven't gone yet, I'm not going to explain that. But at the end, the experienced guy, he knew which one was which. I'll give him that, so that's pretty good. But it was funny right off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the first one that I'm giving him. All right? Let's see.
Right.
Arvo Garcia, Cast King, and what was the other one?
The Curado.
Okay, this is the Curado.
You think this is the Curado?
100%.
Okay. Here's the second one I'm giving him.
Okay.
Here you go. There you go. Any guesses yet?
I'm gonna say Arvo Garcia.
You're gonna say this is the Abu Garcia?
Yes.
Okay. This is the last one I'm gonna give him. Go ahead and give that one a whirl.
Well, since this is the last one, I'm gonna say Cast King. The first one was the cheapest. This one definitely is the middle one.
So are you changing your answers now? I'm saying which one do you think is the most expensive?
Right.
Which one do you think is the cheapest?
Right.
And which one do you think is the
first
intermediate?
one was my cheapest. This one is in the middle, and the second one that I had was the expensive one.
So that's your final guess.
That's my final guess.
Okay. Go ahead and take your blindfold off. I don't know why you changed your answer, because you said Curado for the first one.
Yeah, I did.
The first one, you were right, and then you changed your answer. The first one was the intermediate.
Okay.
The second one was actually the cheapest.
Really?
And the last one that you just threw was the most expensive.
Okay.
So you were just completely off.
Oh.
It was, so he was just completely off. All right. So Caleb got 100% right. You almost got something right, but then you changed your answer, so you were 100% wrong. Now, so we have the beginner fisherman who just learned to use a baitcaster, the experienced one, and now we're gonna take what I would call my intermediate fishing friend. So step up to the platform, Michael. All right, so here's the first one I'm showing Mike. Here you go, Mike, putting it in your hand.
That one felt kind of smooth, to be honest. I kind of know the feel of it, but I think I'm gonna say that's the Abu.
That's the Abu?
Yeah.
Okay. And do this one.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
I backlash a little bit, but
You're fine, it's not bad.
I mean, that didn't feel that bad, so I kind of want to say Curado, but
Okay, give me one answer.
can I cast the next one and then give you both?
I'll let you give a change at the end like I did for them, but you gotta
Okay.
guess right now. Just right off the bat.
I'll say that's Curado.
You gonna say this one's the Curado?
Yeah.
Okay. Show you guys real quick what we're doing with this.
Oh, that was great.
That went right into the hill.
All right, well, that's kind of backlash, so that's gonna have to get fixed, but
Just go ahead and just.
I mean, my last option's Cast King,
But what do you genuinely think?
but I feel like this is nicer. I think this was actually the Curado.
Okay, so of
I'm
all
gonna-
three, go from top to bottom. Which one do you think they are?
All right, first was Abu, I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Second was Cast King, and this is Curado.
Okay. You were wrong in the casting, but after you felt them all, you changed your mind and you got them right. Yeah, so you end up getting 100%, I guess, at the end. So did Caleb. And Dre's all over the place. So there you go. Interesting feedback. Now, I'm going to ask you guys a couple questions because I kind of figured you would get it right just because you guys use a lot of these reels and stuff like that. So I thought you might recognize the general feel. I know it's not 100% because at the end of the day, there are some components on the reels that do make them feel a certain way. Curado's grips have, wouldn't you say like a Curado has a specific feel on the grip? The Abu does too, because they're almost like foam. And yeah, right. So they all feel a little bit different. There's no way I can 100% make them the same and then you guess. But what would you say, I guess, Caleb, like while you were using them right away? What did you genuinely notice in your hands how they feel? Like, did you really think you were confident with knowing what they were, or did you honestly just have no idea?
Well, I knew which one the Curado was going to be because I use the Curado. But outside of this, I couldn't tell the difference between this one really and the Abu.
Abu? For what reason? Like, was it the same weight? Did they feel the same?
They kind of feel the same, honestly. Like,
right?
There's not really a difference between, maybe besides material, but like.
But how they felt in your hand, they just felt like similar size and stuff?
Yeah, they felt the same kind of. Like,
what would you say about the Curado made it feel that much more different than the other two reels? Like, what is it about that Curado that makes you feel like you know what it is?
Well, the fact that I fish with it.
That you fishing with them all the time. To me personally, here's the thing to me. Something like the Curado, and I don't have a bunch of them. I do have a couple that I do use from time to time, but they're not my go-to reel. But I will admit that I do think the Curado, for some reason, it feels like almost like there's no shake to the reel. Like, you know how some reels kind of have a little bit of play in them? They just feel so tight. Like, they just feel like the bearings and everything, they just feel so put together that there is no play in the reel at all. And that's one thing that I notice about the Curado that I see in other rods and reels is they have a lot of play in them. So would you say the same thing, Mike? Like, what would you say? Like,
honestly, I know the feel of the Abu, so that's why I kind of knew what that one was because I own one. But I think the best would be the Curado. Yeah, I like that one the best. Just honestly, yeah. And
then someone who just started fishing, like, well, bass fishing, like a month ago, and getting into bait casters and stuff. Does this even matter to you? Did you notice a difference at all? Did you even care?
Not really. To me, fishing is fishing at the end of the day. I just got into a bait caster, and that Curado was definitely one of my favorites out of the other two, only because of the surface is a little bit drier and it feels like it's more easier to handle.
I'm not over here trying to plug Curados at all. That is just one particular reel that for some reason I really can tell the difference is just by the way it was built. The Abu is a super light, smooth reel because it is made out of carbon fiber, but I will admit, like, you're kind of right, like in the palm of your hand it does kind of feel like the Cast King, and that is not to uplift Cast King, and that is not to bash Abu Garcia. It's just a factor that I thought would play when it comes to the guys guessing the reel. So there you guys have it. I thought that was really interesting. I constantly get comments about rods and reels and you know, which one's better, which one's this, price that. Like, I get so many questions and DMs from you guys, and I really just wanted to see what it would be like to put them in the hands of somebody who's blindfolded. And, you know, like I said, I took someone who really just started fishing, somebody who fishes occasionally, and somebody who's pretty much a diehard fisherman. So I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. It was just an experiment I wanted to do. I can't get out and fish every single day, so I decided to do something like this. If you guys are new here, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button, drop a like on this video if you liked it, share it with your friends, go over to Instagram and follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next one.